people who are in the state of these.
Well, welcome back to the Immigration Answer Show. Well, that's a weird setup. Welcome back to the Immigration Answer Show. My name is Jim Hacking. This is my prison video. No, I'm in a hotel in Jefferson City, Missouri. Your Parkway West Longhorns went 1-1 today. This is episode 912 of the Immigration Answer Show. Today is Friday, September 19th, 2025. I'm here with my good friend Huli Halleck, and we will be taking care of you for the next hour and a half, trying to answer your immigration-related questions. How is everybody doing? How was your week? I hope you had a good week. It's Friday, and I'll be here for the next hour and a half trying to answer your immigration law-related questions. How was your day? How was your week? Let us know in the comments if you're an old friend or a new friend. Say hello. Let us know where you're watching from and maybe why you're interested in immigration. All right. Sounds like something happened with H-1Bs. I don't know about this. I have not been paying attention to this, but I will research it and let you know. We got a new video coming out tomorrow on the new naturalization test. It's going to go into effect in mid-October. And you're going to have to get 12 questions right instead of 6, 12 out of 20. And there are going to be some harder questions on there. So if you are eligible to apply for a green card, our advice is to do that as soon as possible. Somebody's asking me in TikTok, do you take national security denials? Most likely no, because most likely there's nothing that we can do. If you've been denied for national security, there's very little that I or any law firm can do. Let's do roll call. Haven't done roll call in a while. Let's check in on all our friends and see who's here. Muhammad says, please, can I have help? Well, of course. That's why we're here, Muhammad. Pat the Virgin says, big time H-1B news. Let's see what the order says. Searing says, happy Friday. Sonia says, good afternoon to me and everyone else. Blessings from Christine. Thank you, Christine. We appreciate that. GNG Tech says, hi, everyone. Craig Jones Sr., not to be confused with Craig Jones Jr., is giving us all blessings and big ups from Jamaica. Cooley's here, wishing everyone a happy Friday. Maggie says, hello to everyone watching from New Jersey. Jack wants to know, how do I call in from here? Well, let me post the link to that in the comments. If you want to ask me a question, you go into the green room and then you can ask me there. Erica is here. Saya says hello. Trudy says blessed Friday. Edisumbo says thank God it's Friday. We got Adriana in Utah. And keep your head low in Utah. They got lots of guns out there. Carolyn's on the road in New Jersey saying happy Friday to everyone. We got Joanna in St. Kitts. It's St. Kitts' 42nd anniversary of independence. Is that from the Dutch? I think so. I'm not sure. Maybe it's the Brits. I'm sure Joanna will let us know. Shauna says, good day, Jim. I hope all is well. Just stopping in, working on a deadline. I hope everyone is at peace and has a successful day. Weekend plans consist of labeling, saving, and printing immigration case support to prepare to take to my spouse next month and washing my hair. Well, that's good. Moulay wants to know, does having a pending asylum case while being in legal F1 status affect my adjustment of status through marriage to a U.S. citizen? Well, only in the way that it does, like we talk on the show, where the asylum case becomes fair game. But if you're marrying a U.S. citizen, I mean, anything, they can ask you about any of it. So it's all fair game. Jack wants to talk to me. He has a interview coming up. Hopefully Jack can find his way into the waiting room. Donna says, hi, Jim, big ups all the way from Jamaica. Ahmed has a question. Kevin wants to know about that H-1B. I'll try to figure out what I can. JD says hello. Free Roaming has a complete adjustment of status packet ready to send, but was told to wait because 2024 taxes haven't processed yet. I filed an amended return. No, send that bad boy. Go ahead and send it. AJ saying hello. Malik is watching from Minnesota. All right. Yeah, it sounds like it's $100,000 for an H-1B by executive order. I don't know if they can do that by executive order. We'll see. What a bunch of fools they are. Tit for tat. Happy afternoon, Jim. Can you explain about F4 siblings immigrant visa category? How much time will it take if a U.S. citizen applies now for his Pakistani siblings? Probably 20 years. 20 years. Donna says you're getting lots of rain in Jamaica. Well, I'm glad you had a sunny day with Lewis. Ahmed wants to know, I'm in F1 category and my priority date is so close to be current. I filed the DS-260 and social media count. I didn't, but does this affect anything during the interview? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. The Robertsons are giving a big wave. I got Vanessa in Houston, and Vanessa's husband did biometrics on Wednesday. Well, I hope that went well. Kevin says hello. Donna's giving big ups to all the Yardies. Naf is here. Guillermo, close to 1,000. That's right, Guillermo. We got 88 left. It'll be here before you know it. Anthony says, big up to me and my team. Respect the work. Well, thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. Thank you, Anthony. Good afternoon, Jim. Thank you for everything you do from Los Angeles. You guys don't have to post your questions more than once. Big ups, hearts to all the Yardies. What are the chances for the widower of a U.S. citizen? Good. It'll just be slow. Happy Friday, Jim. Yeah, so Joanna said that St. Kitts got its freedom from Great Britain. Ms. B is in New York City in the house. Ivy Sky says, I love the show and thank you for helping people. 29 Super C. Good afternoon, Hacking Immigration Law. Have a great weekend. Seems you're not in the studio today. No, I am in Jeff City. My daughter has a softball tournament for high school today and tomorrow. So 2 games today, 2 games tomorrow. My current marriage and divorce got overlap, and I'm trying to petition my wife. That doesn't sound good. Donna's asking about Brianna. Brianna moved on. Brianna's not with us anymore, so we wished her well, and she's a good egg. Ola says, what do you think about FOIA requests by someone who's overstayed in this present administration? I would have an attorney do it for you and use the attorney's address. I wish I could get your opening theme as my own ringtone. I love the theme, especially when you say helping people. Ivy Sky, I bet there's a way we can do that. Send me an email. I'll see if we can make that happen. Canyomes. Hello, Canyomes. How you doing? Greetings, everyone. We got Houston, Texas. We got a Yardie in Atlanta. Another Yardie named Donna. The other day, I thought we had our own Donna, but it was a different Donna. But that Donna wasn't a Yardie. Juma Mubarak says, Ryan, thank you. I know it hit 1,000 by the end of the year. I don't think so, because if I do 4 a week, that means 50 weeks to get to, doesn't it? 4 a week? No, that'd be 25 weeks. So 25 weeks from now is probably, I was thinking like Valentine's Day is about when we'll pull that off, I think. What are the chances for an approval of an I-601? I think they are still approving them. They are. We just got one. The problem is there's still the deportation hanging out there, and they say they're not going to wait for 601s to get approved for people that are facing deportation. So Craig is sending cross Jamaican big ups, so we always appreciate that. Mustafa says, I was married before, divorced quickly, never applied for immigration benefits. Now I'm in a bona fide marriage with a U.S. citizen. How will USCIS view my past short marriage when I apply for a green card? So, Mustafa, that's something we talk about on this show all the time. I even have a video on it. It's called something like, we believe the second marriage, but let's talk about the first marriage. So they want to deny every immigration case. So they love to go and cause mischief and talk to the U.S. citizen from the first marriage. So I would say it's going to be a big part of your case. Happy Friday, Jim. Any updates on those trying to adjust their status who came in from the Biden parole? That is a great question. Huli, please send me a Slack about that so I can look into that. I've been meaning to do that. Would it be hard for me? Yes, Mustafa. If you were still married to your first spouse when you married your second spouse, that second marriage is invalid. One love from Young Gal Can Cook. Always a great supporter of the show and always happy when the Jamaicans call in. Mamba says how to join the live. I just posted that. Sadiq is wishing me a good long life. I appreciate that. Please, where can we see the copies of the new naturalization test? David, I think that'll come out probably in about 2 or 3 weeks. So that's not there. Donna's giving it right back to her fellow Yardie. We got Glenn in Austin. I'm kind of new here. What does big up to the Yardies mean? So Kevin, that means that's how the Jamaicans all like send love to each other. Big ups. It's a big, Donna taught us that. So that's something we say on here a lot. So I didn't know what it meant either, Kevin, but Donna taught me. Mina says, is it okay to add new adjustment of status for sponsor and joint sponsor after their incomes change after submitting the initial AOS? I'm a bit confused. Oh, affidavit of support. I gotcha. Is it okay to add new affidavit of support for the sponsor and joint sponsor after the incomes change after submitting the initial adjustment of status? Yeah, maybe. If they ask, yeah. Ahmed says, do you expect any movement for family-based F1 next upcoming months? I think we just saw the big jump, and it'll be incremental until next October. Mamba, Jim, N400 interview is coming. I-751 just approved before the N400. Well, that sounds good. That's a good sign. Where can I find the price of hiring your firm? Well, we're an open book here. Just ask me what kind of case you got, Moulet. Our typical green card case is $5,500, citizenship's $4,000, lawsuits $4,000. Yeah, Kevin, it means hi, hello, blessed love. Big ups, big ups, big ups. And Kevin says, big ups to everyone then. I agree. Great, Jim. Thanks for the answer. It will be well received, and like the previous ones, can always nail it with ease. All right, inshallah. All right, we made it through roll call. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Glad to see a lot of new friends, old friends. I thought I saw Saya on here somewhere, but I don't know where she went. Okay, I'm going to go to, let's see, Navi's device isn't connected. So I'm going to go to Flavius, Saki, and Jason. Flavius, hello.
Hello, Jim. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yes, thank you very much for taking the time. So I have a bit of a more general question, I guess. I have a visa. I entered the US in 2018. I have a green card. The visa type under which I entered was DV1, but since 2018, I have the green card. So I guess the general question is, and I think you mentioned previously on your show that basically something like almost everyone should hire a lawyer when applying for immigration benefits. And I'm trying to apply for citizenship with N400. And as far as I know, I meet all the eligibility criteria except for a speeding ticket and a careless driving ticket, all of them in 2018. And I have the certificate of disposition for all of them, and they were resolved. So
Yeah.
other than that, I think I don't have any issues, but I'm still wondering, what's your opinion? Should I still hire a lawyer to submit the N400 for me, or can I do it myself?
I would say two things. One is, so when you applied for the diversity visa and when you got approved and when you came to the United States, were you single or were you married?
Single.
And are you still single now?
Yes.
Before you applied for the DV, had you ever been inside the United States before?
Yes.
And was that like on a visit visa or what were you on?
Yes, it was in 2009 and 2010. I think it was called J1 under temporary work. I was a student, but as far as I know, I complied with the date. So it was the summer, and I went back within the time that I was allowed to. So I didn't overstay it. I went back in 2009 and 2010, both times.
I mean, just for the record, it's my wife who is saying that everyone needs to have an attorney for every kind of case. I mean, your case sounds pretty clean to me, Flavius. So obviously it's up to you, but it sounds like you don't have anything that's really going to cause you any trouble. So no marriages in the United States.
No.
Yeah, I think you're okay, Flavius. What field office would do your interview?
It will be I'm in New Jersey, near Philadelphia, so I'm assuming it will be the Mount Laurel one, but I'm not sure. But yeah, I think.
Are you eligible to apply right now?
Yes, because I have the green card as it is written on it since 2018.
2018. Okay, yeah, I would go ahead and apply.
Okay, great. Okay, thank you so much. Do I have time to ask one more question, or?
Of course.
Maybe I don't know if I should ask or not, but on the N400 application, there are many questions, but there are two of them. One that says, have you ever committed, agreed to commit, etc., crime or offense for which you are not arrested? And the other one is, have you ever been arrested or cited? Should I answer yes to both of them and put the traffic tickets, or should I just answer yes to one of them?
Just to the one that asked about citations. The one about have you ever been arrested or have you ever committed a crime or offense for which you've not been arrested? That's for things that they don't know about. That's in case you naturalize and they figure out that you were committing a crime before or during the naturalization process and you didn't disclose it, then they can take that away. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's a trick question. It's a trick question. It's not like Flavius, no one's going to walk into their interview and say, "Oh shit, yeah, let me tell you about that person I murdered and buried in my basement," right? No one's ever going to do that. The purpose of that question is to see like I have a client that they tried to denaturalize. Okay, they tried to take away his citizenship, and the reason they gave for taking away his citizenship was that after he became a citizen, he pled guilty to some criminal activity that was occurring around the time that he naturalized. And because he didn't disclose that in answer to that exact question, because he said, no, I haven't committed and I'm not committing any crimes or offenses that you don't know about yet, then they took that away from him, right? They took away his citizenship because they say, if you had disclosed that, we wouldn't have given you your citizenship, right? So it's sort of a trick question, but it's not so much for this interview. It's for later if they find out you were doing something criminal that you didn't tell them about at your naturalization interview.
Okay, yeah, that's helpful. Yeah, thank you so much, because I wasn't sure if the word offense, if careless driving can be included under the word offense, because the question mentioned.
But they know about it, so it's not one that you haven't. Yeah, you're fine, buddy. You got a ticket for it. You're good.
Okay, good.
Flavius, let us know how it goes.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you.
All right, we're gonna go to Saki, Jason, and MAC. Hello, Saki.
Hey, hello. So
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Great.
So I received an NTA last month because my H1B is expired in March. So, but even my H1B is expired, I have 8 months to stay and work in USA because my employer applied for an extension. And but last month I got NTA saying that my work permit is expired. So can I try to dismiss the NTA with approved H1B extension and approved I-140?
When is your court date?
January 2027.
January 2027?
Yes.
And what's your priority date on your I-140?
It's 2022 September.
And how far away is it from being current? Do you know? Saki?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, do you know how far it is away from being current?
Oh, I'm from India, so it's
So you got a while. So your plan is to just keep renewing your green card because of your approved I-140, right? I'm sorry, your plan is to keep renewing your H-1B because of your approved I-140.
So what is the question? I lost you.
So how many years have you been on your H-1B? Saki? Sounds like you have an audio problem.
Yeah, sorry, I disconnected my Bluetooth. What was the question, Jim?
How many years have you been on your H-1B?
It's more than 6 years. This is my extension after 6th year.
And you have the right to keep extending because you started the I-140 process and you have an approved I-140, right?
Yes.
So before you got this dumb notice to go to immigration court, your plan was just to keep renewing the H-1B until you got your green card when your priority date becomes current for your green card, right?
Yes, but I'm also married to a US citizen, but now I cannot start the I-485 until NTA is dismissed.
When did you marry the US citizen?
It's 2 years back in 2023.
Has your spouse filed an I-130 petition for you?
No.
Why in the world would you wait 2 years and fuck around with H-1Bs if you're married to a US citizen?
We have been like all kinds of, well, we had a baby last year, so we have been busy and all kind of stress. So
it does not answer my question. Why in the world wouldn't you apply right away or shortly thereafter? You're now 2 years after. That's bizarre. Why are you messing around with H-1Bs and employment-based green cards?
That was my mistake.
Okay. So as we sit here right now, your U.S. citizen spouse hasn't filed an I-130 petition for you.
Yes.
Okay. Are you going to hire an attorney? Because you guys need an attorney, because this is what needs to happen. You need to file the I-130 petition and get it approved, hopefully long before your January 2027 court date, right? And then you hit them with a motion to terminate, say, hey, you dopes, I have an approved I-130, so you should terminate for that reason. Also, I never should have been put in removal because you've always maintained your H-1B. Right? Yeah. So, but the most important thing, if you're married to a U.S. citizen and you have a kid, is to file that I-130, get that part squared away, and then you go attack deportation. This is totally the kind of case we could help you with if you want.
So, how much would the charge be, Jim?
Well, the I-130 would be $4,500. Removal would probably be, $5 or $10.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
I mean, over time, it's going to be a long process to fix this. But I mean, it's crazy that you're in removal. There's no reason for you to have been in removal. You could have actually, right now, you could have been a year away from citizenship. So this was really a bad approach. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. Well, let us know if you want help. Okay, Saki.
Sure. Yeah, I will send an email.
Okay, great. And Julio follow up with you. Thanks so much, Saki. Have a good day. My people, there's nothing noble about not taking advantage of the fact that your spouse is a U.S. citizen. In other words, sometimes people like Saki come to me and they say, oh, well, I didn't want everyone to think that I just married her to get a green card. And I get that, right? But my man is 10 years from getting an employment-based green card. He's going to have kids that are 12 years old when he becomes a green card holder. So when you have an easy path, sometimes the best thing to do is to take the easy path. You don't have to be noble. No one's gonna know or think bad about you for using the tools and the opportunities that are there for you. I'm sure his spouse with a 1-year-old kid is stressed out about this deportation. I mean, in all the NTAs I've ever heard, this is one of the least stressful ones, right? He should not be deported. It should all be fixed. It should all go away. But I mean, things are a whole lot harder than they needed to be. As AJ says, he needed a year 2 years ago. Medium Rare says, that's crazy not to file an I-130, particularly as an Indian national waiting for an employment-based green card. I mean, those things take forever. Yeah, their priority date is currently 12 years ago. All right, Saki. Well, you heard. Let us know if you need our help. We could totally work on that case for you. I got Jason, Mac, Elizabeth, and looking for help. Jason, hello.
Hey, Jim. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. How you doing?
Oh, pretty good. Yourself? Awesome. So, I meant to get on the call with you because my brother, he came to the U.S. back in 2012, I believe, and came with his mom as a minor, and later, I think for some reason they never went to the court, and years later. Now he's an adult and he got married, and so he, his wife filed I-130 for him. The I-130 got approved, I believe, last year, and then now he's in the process with the 6018 waiver, I think.
Yep.
And so he just have a couple concerns. For one, when he went to the lawyer that filed his 6018 waiver, they somehow they call, I think, when some number, and they check on his A number, and it seems like there's nowhere to be seen, as far as like his whether he had a a removal order or something. And so there was nothing on the system with his A number, although he was apprehended at the border back when he was a kid, like I said. And so he's concerned about that. I don't know whether he should request a FOIA request, and request all his files to see if he still have that removal order or something. So right now, like I say, he's already like a couple months since he filed his 601A waiver. So I don't know what steps he should take now. He's a little concerned about that.
So you're telling me that he filed the I-130 petition without doing a FOIA?
Yes.
So that's like going into a knife fight unarmed and blindfolded, right? Like, that's crazy. I mean, I guess he probably started this when Biden was around, right? So it wasn't as scary as things are now. Is that fair?
Right. Yes. I think that was 23. I believe.
He's totally operating in a blind box. He doesn't know. For all he knows, for all he knew, there was a removal order entered because he and his mom didn't go to immigration court, right?
Yes, I believe so.
That's possible, right? There's no way for him to know either way, right?
Exactly. Yes.
So now, if we fast forwarded now to that, it's entirely likely that when he showed up for that I-130 interview with his spouse, that they put him into custody and tried to deport him.
So the I-130 got approved already.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying he's fumbling around in the dark.
Oh, okay.
And they know where he lives.
Right.
They have his address.
Right.
So there's a huge power differential. ICE has all the information. He has none of the information. So, I mean, his plan is to go ahead with the 601 without having done a FOIA. He can't leave if he has a deportation order, right? He has to get to the bottom of what happened at the immigration court. And I know it's scary to look at it. I know it's scary just calling the 1-800 number is not very good advocacy. Does that make sense?
Yes.
It's not really looking out for his best interest. So I would say that the best time to do the FOIA was a year ago before he filed, but the next best time is today. So he's got to do a FOIA or have his lawyer do a FOIA, because there's a huge difference if he and his mom were ordered deported and if there is not. A huge difference. And as USCIS points out, and my friend Kevin just did in the comments, an I-130 gives you no protection. And USCIS just clarified that about 2 weeks ago, that they can still mess around with people and put them in removal, even with a pending or approved I-130. So I think he's doing things in the wrong order.
So that was one, because I've been listening to your show for quite some time, and actually, I think I heard from you that about the FOIAs, actually, because he wasn't even aware of that. And so he was like, but if I file a FOIA, isn't that gonna like trigger something, at the USCIS office?
But filing an I-130 doesn't trigger anything. Filing a 601 doesn't trigger anything. Listen, I'm not bashing anybody, because things are just fundamentally different now that Trump is here and Stephen Miller is here, and that ICE immigration is sending people to ICE, right? So it's a different thing.
Yes.
Right. But he can't go much further with this without figuring, because like I said, the total approach is going to depend on whether or not he has a deportation order.
Correct. So let's say, so as far as filing a FOIA is concerned, that has to be, you mentioned that has to be done either through the lawyer or even, through him. But
have the lawyer do it.
There's 3 of them, right? I believe you have mentioned 3 FOIAs or something.
Well, mostly what he needs is his immigration court. That's what he mostly needs. But yeah, I would do USCIS. I would do the immigration court. I don't know if he had any interaction with CBP when he and his mom entered.
Yes,
but
yes, that was the thing that I believe he got apprehended at the border, and they released him.
He's got to do all three, and they should have done this before they filed.
Right. Okay. In the event that something comes up, what would be the steps? Because like I say, if that's what I advise him. Like if you know if his lawyer didn't do those steps at the beginning, I was like, there's no point of you keep continuing with that particular lawyer. So I was thinking about hiring someone different. In this case, your firm.
Yeah.
So if let's say if he gets he filed his FOIA request and something comes up, what would be the steps? Does he have to do another form?
Okay, so let's play it out, okay?
Yes.
Let's say our friend and his mom were ordered deported 20 years ago, which is probably likely because you thought they had some kind of court date, right?
Right.
That they did not go to, right? As we sit here now, you think that he and his mom had a court date that they did not attend, right?
Right.
So 85, 90% chance that the judge called out their name, Suarez. All right, I'm ordering them deported. They're not here. They're ordered deported in absentia. And there's a whole question. Did they get proper notice? Did they know about the court date? Did they not show up on purpose? And one of the ways to try to get, I will ding the attorney on this part because they would have had a much better time getting the case reopened under Biden than they will now. Like, it's going to be really hard. What they have to do is they have to get the case reopened. They have to demonstrate that he has this path to stay here, or at least to get a waiver and consular process. And, that's a whole lot harder now with Trump and everybody trying to deport as many people as possible.
Right.
So, but that's what has to happen. Court has to be reopened. If there's an order, court has to be reopened. The removal order has to be set aside. And then he still has to go consular process and hope that he can come back.
Correct. Because I've heard, I think it was at your show, that if you have a removal order, there's no way they can approve the 601A waiver.
They can approve it, but he can't leave.
Oh, okay. So in that case, it would be another form that he would have to fill out.
A serious battle in immigration court about whether they can get that thing set aside. There are some judges and some ICE attorneys that want to fight that shit tooth and nail.
Gotcha. Okay.
Thanks, Jason.
Thank you.
See you, buddy. Alrighty. All right. People in the TikTok are asking about FOIA. So FOIA is the Freedom of Information Act. Yeah. Juli, is that right? That it seems like people in the green room can hear the people ask me questions, but can't hear me. Is that right? No? She's giving thumbs up. Let's see what she says. Hello?
Hi, boss. Happy Friday, everyone. Yeah, when you're in the green room, or they cannot hear you, okay? They need to answer first the questions, and once they answer, I put them backstage where they can see you and hear you.
Okay, so they got to take care of business to get out of the green room.
Yes.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay.
Always happy to see Juli. So Malik, answer your questions, and then you get to come in the waiting room. Jason, hello. Oh, wait, I didn't answer about FOIA. Jason, hold on a second. So FOIA is the Freedom of Information Act request. So if anybody has had prior cases with USCIS, you go online for free and fill out this form called the G like girl, 639. G639. And you ask for all immigration documents. And 6 or 8 weeks later, they're supposed to send you a CD with your immigration packet on there. Now, if you're filing for a spouse who's never been in the United States before, like you said in the text, or never had a visa before, never applied for a visa, then there's probably no real reason to do a FOIA. It's really for people who have long histories with USCIS in the United States. I notice here that Nafiri at MW says, been a silent follower for a long time, had my citizenship yesterday, and I have passed. Thank you. You're welcome. That's great, Nafiri. Jason, are you there?
Yes. Yeah. So I guess he would have to take just to get the FOIA request, and I guess that would be the starting point of, I guess, continuing with his case and whatnot.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Then I would advise that in the event that if he was to get apprehended by ICE and gets deported, what happens with that I-130? Would that approve I-130?
That's still approved.
You still approve it? Then he will have to like a I-212.
Yeah. Well, he might want to take voluntary departure if he can to avoid that.
Oh, okay. That would make things easier.
Yeah, then he wouldn't have a deportation order if the judge lets him take voluntary departure.
Okay, that makes sense.
Thanks, bud. All right, MAC, hello. Hello, MAC. Mac, are you there? I don't know if Julie's talking to me or somebody else. I think she's talking to somebody else. Okay. All right, Mac's out of here. Elizabeth, hello.
Hi, Jim. How are you?
I'm great. How are you, Elizabeth?
I'm good. So, I was calling to ask on behalf of my current husband. He got divorced about 3 months after getting his green card. We got married a couple months ago, and the time to get the conditions removed on his green card is coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually just really wanted to know what the chances are of him not getting the conditions removed because he got divorced 3 months after getting the green card.
So my first question on things like this is, what was his status when he married the person that got him his green card?
He always stayed in good status. He originally came here to study, and then I think while he was in school, got married to his ex-wife.
And how long were they married start to finish?
About a year.
No. So they were only married a year, and in that year he got
Yeah.
his 2-year green card?
Mm-hmm.
That's not good. What evidence did he submit in support of, like, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much marriage evidence did he have? Probably not much if they were only together for a year.
I'm not sure about that. I think he had a pretty good case as far as evidence, but like you said, I don't think it was very extensive because they weren't together very long.
Okay, so, one other thing that I always ask, or that people always mention in these scenarios is, so can you walk me through the timeline? Like, when did they meet? When did they get married? And when did they apply for the green card, roughly?
That's hard for me to answer. I'm really not sure, to be honest with you, about their timeline. I just know they were married for about a year. I know that they knew each other for a couple months, and I think the green card process, took about 7 to 9 months.
During Biden time?
During Biden time, yes.
Yeah,
And
so
he got it March 2024.
So after March 2024, well, do you know what month they got married?
I want to say, I actually
Like,
want to say it was like May of 2023. So not even a year.
and then, so at the end of 3 months, why did they stop living together, and how did that go? Did somebody move out, or what happened?
She filed for divorce. I'm not really sure as far as the things that he told me, other than that she wanted to be with women. So that was his reasoning for it.
Does he have proof of that?
No, he doesn't. I don't think so.
If USCIS came and knocked on her door tomorrow and said, hey, why did you marry Elizabeth's husband? Was it a real marriage? What happened? What would she say? Because she's the star witness.
I'm not sure. I mean, if I was in her shoes, I would think that I got married for a green card. So I'm quite concerned about that because as far as I understand from seeing their past messages and stuff, she was very much under the impression it was a real marriage, and I assumed to him it was a real marriage too, but I mean, I'm not sure. I feel like if I was her, I would be pretty scorned.
Yeah, most people are. Did they have an interview on their green card?
Yes, they did.
Did they get separated?
I don't think so. I know
Did
he's
they
told me it was really quick. It was like 5 minutes.
did they have a lawyer?
Yes.
Okay. Well, as you pointed out, right when you called, the timeline sucks, right? It's a bad timeline. And I think you know this, but I want to make sure that even though he's now married, are you a U.S. citizen, Elizabeth?
Yes, I am.
Even though you're married, he's married now to a U.S. citizen, he still most likely has to get his conditions removed based on that marriage before he could like try to get another benefit through you, right? So so you two are already married?
Yes, correct.
And you knew all this before you married him?
Yes, I did.
What kind of a witness does he make?
What kind of a witness does he make?
Yeah, is he shifty? Does he, how's he going to come across to the officer? Are they going to think that he just bounces from one American to another to try to keep his butt here?
I don't think so, but I'm really not sure, to be honest with you.
What country is he from?
Bangladesh.
What how did you two meet?
We met through our work.
How did he meet his first wife?
I believe through school.
Have you met her?
I have not met her.
Does she know about you?
She does.
Do you believe him when he says she just wants to be with women?
I think that is something that she said, but I don't think that they divorced because she told him she didn't want to be with him anymore and wanted to
Yeah.
be with women. I think it's something she said, but it wasn't that she wanted a divorce.
Okay, now I have a couple harsh questions. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Why are you calling me and not him?
Because I'm very concerned, and I've told him this, and he, I think, is also concerned but won't admit it. So I've kind of just been scouring the internet and trying to find what the chances of him even getting the conditions removed are.
So here's the tricky thing. So all we do, Elizabeth, at our firm, mostly what we do, other than suing the government, is marriage-based green card cases, and then everything that arises out of that. We do a lot of asylum and some H-1Bs and stuff, but really our bread and butter as a firm is our cases like this, right? So we talk about that on the show all the time. We know all this stuff, and 751s are certainly part of that, right? And so, in my experience, 751s. What we call solos or the waiver, because he's having to apply for his 751 by himself on a marriage that fell apart, right? So these things usually turn on whether or not the U.S. citizen, the prior spouse, wants to help us or hurt us. So is there any scenario you think where we could interview your husband, first of all, I think you and you need to have a much better understanding of what he's saying. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So I actually think you're being a good advocate here, and I've enjoyed the call, and I'm not dinging you at all. But by your own admission, there were things that you said that you don't know, that if you went into an interview with him in some future date and you didn't know, they would really come after you too, right? Like, they would really think he's sneaky if wife number 2 doesn't know every bit and detail. Like, any further immigration benefits for him, you're the star witness, right?
Right.
So he's got to be a whole lot more open with you about what everything happened. You know a lot because you're smart and you're worried, and he sounds like he's too lackadaisical about this. And I know I'm throwing a lot at you, but do you think she would, if I got his whole timeline and then got a mini timeline from her, do you think she would sign something that said, yeah, this was a real marriage. Yeah, we got married for love, but it just didn't work out. Do you think she would play ball with that or no?
I think it's worth a shot. I think there's a possibility. She's always seemed like a pretty mature person to me, more mature than I would be about it probably. So I think there's a possibility, but obviously there's definitely a chance she's going to say no.
When is the 90-day window?
That starts January.
Okay. I mean,
Actually, the end of December, I think.
I'll say in the scheme of things, in all the 751s that we've handled as an office without a spouse, I would say that 3 months after the green card is really, really, really on the short end of what we've seen, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we have, I mean, I would say we've probably done 60 of these, and of those 60, maybe 2 or 3 were married 3 months or less after the green card was issued. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. And those people did get the conditions removed?
I think so. I could check, but I think so.
Okay. Well, I will be getting in contact with your office if that's
Sure.
okay to
Yeah,
set it
for
up.
sure.
I just have one more question about the
Well,
evidence.
I just want to scare the shit out of him because he's not scared enough. He should be
No,
sitting.
that's
He
what
should be,
I've been telling
he should be
him.
sitting right next to. I mean, play him this recording and say, "Look, dude, you got to wake the f up, MD."
Yeah. No, that's what I've been saying. He's just telling me I'm overreacting and that there's nothing, that can be done about it and not to worry about it. He's not concerned. I
Does
actually
he?
think he is concerned. He just won't admit that.
Does he know who's running the White House?
That's what I've been saying.
Yeah. Okay, you're gonna
So,
say you want to say one more thing, Elizabeth? I cut you off.
as far as the evidence that he has to submit to support that it was a real marriage, can that be the same evidence that he submitted to get the green card?
They know that trick, so
Okay.
that's the problem with 3 months after. I mean, one, we would definitely want to track down any records we could between the time of the interview and the time that they got divorced, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I may have once or twice in the past resubmitted everything that we submitted before, but the only reason for that was because I had nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's what I'm thinking will be the situation.
that really sucks. And I think that shit flew back in Obama time, which is when I did it, but I don't think that shit's gonna fly now. Like they'll be like pulling up the old case and they'll be printing out pages and saying, "Oh, that's the same, that's the same, that's the same." You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. All
So
right. Well, thank you so much.
you got it. You got it. Thanks, Elizabeth. Good call.
Mm-hmm.
I liked her. Didn't you guys like Elizabeth? I liked her. All right. Lynn asks on TikTok, is it normal for USCIS to schedule appointments on a Saturday? Yes. I have had naturalization and green card interviews at both the Baltimore and Dallas field offices. I don't know that I have anywhere else. Okay. So I want to show you guys something. It was pretty fun. Amani and I got back from Noor's softball game, and I was getting ready to park, and Amani, who hates my joke along these lines, spotted something, and it really made me laugh. I'm sharing it now. Huli knows what it is. She's already laughing. So this made me so happy when I saw it, because you guys know I love D's nuts. I love D's nuts jokes. I love D's nuts. I love the old Vine of D's nuts. I still watch it all the time. So Huli's laughing. I don't think anybody else is going to laugh. But man, did I love when I saw a D's nuts license plate. Now, Carolina, of course, in our office pointed out Hello Kitty, which I didn't even notice about Hello Kitty. But there's D's nuts. Now, I know that the state of Missouri and other states won't really approve like vulgar or, dirty license plates. I think they might have missed this one. What do you think they thought? Like dentist nuts or DS 160 nuts, DS 260 nuts? Like, what do you think is going on there? I don't know, but it made it through. Kevin, I'll get you a picture of me with the photo with the sombrero. Yeah, I'll do that too. Let me find that in a little bit. I'll do that while we're doing our next call. Evelyn says, in this Trump administration, must we go with an interview to the green card interview? Well, you go with an attorney to the green card interview. Amani, my wife, who's a really good immigration lawyer, says yes. Abimbola loves it. And Erica says, I'm just one. Dad joke for sure. These nuts. So you know what other thing that we crack up about? I'm going to show you all my funny things that I watch all the time that make me laugh. I will show you some more as the show goes on. After our next call, I will take down these nuts and I'll show you my other things that make me laugh. I'll see if I can get that video. Stop sharing. Okay. Looking for help. Hello.
Good afternoon, Jim. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. First of all, thank you so much for all the help you're doing every day. I've been listening to your show from maybe last 1 year, and it's a lot of information.
Awesome.
And,
thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much for that.
Sure.
My immigration problem is pretty much similar to the previous call. Is it okay if I give you the background?
Yes, of course.
Yeah. So I had a traditional marriage back in Pakistan in 2011.
Okay.
So it was like arranged by the parents. So I entered into US as a CR, and I entered in February, and in May.
Based on this marriage that you're talking about, is how you came?
Yes, and the only dispute we had, she wanted me to live in her parents' house. I lived there a few days, maybe a month. It was not easy. I mean, it was terrible. All my day-to-day life was being decided by different people.
I've seen this movie before, so I probably had 5 or 6 Pakistani men who get brought over by the girl's mom and dad, and they basically want them to be a slave and give them all the money and do all this bullshit.
Yeah. So they give me a room in their TV lawn downstairs, and everybody is sitting outside, and we are inside the room, and I feel like really awkward all the time. So fast forward, I took my wife, I convinced her, and we moved out of state, and we lived there. And meanwhile, she got pregnant, and the moment she got pregnant, she again really wanted to go back to her parents. And it was really huge amount of pressure on me as well. And eventually they start threatening me, hey, if you don't follow the line, there will be consequences. So one day I came back from work. She packed everything, went outside in the street, and called the cops. And there was no violence, no nothing at all. And I asked her, what's happening? Why are you doing this? She said, I'm going to teach you a lesson. So cops came, they talked to me, they talked to her, and they find out there is nothing has been done. Instead of they talk to me or arrest me, they took her along, and then she just left. After 10 days, they called me again and said, if you don't come back in the house, we will report you, and we will try to put you to deportations.
Wicked people. Wicked. That's a horrible thing to do to people.
So green card was never a part of the equation. So I said, if you guys will keep doing that, I will go back. So they filed in a family court in California. I buy one-way ticket, and I went back Pakistan. When I was there, they then start threatening to my family here. My brother is here, and they said, we will sue him for a property recovery and all that. Imaginary property. There was nothing.
Right. Go
my
ahead.
brother to go through any problem.
Okay.
When I came back in California, there was a family court and all that, and I was in New Jersey. I'm working as a gas attendant. I had no money, nothing. So I couldn't do a good job in handling family law court. I tried to fight it, but they win the nullity of marriage against me. They put all type of allegations like he planned it, he had the aim to do all that, and prove me I'm a shitty person. The message on Facebook to my friends, and they even report to ICE that he's a threat to society. So ICE came and they detained me for 3 weeks and they released me on bond.
Jesus.
Yeah, so they did everything possibly they could do to harm me because only the reason I did not submit to their will. So I filed I-751 solo once I got out of the detention, and I had attorney at that time, and it was denied because we were only 4 months or 3 months together. And then they put me on a deportation proceeding in New Jersey. Again, the proceedings were kept going until 2019. There was no decision on my case. I'm not sure why. It was just keep going. And eventually, I met my current wife in 2015. I was so scared to commit. I took 3 years, and she finally helped me to get out of that darkness, and she spoke me and all that. And finally, I got married again in 2018. I had a daughter in 2019. I had a son in 2021. So, meanwhile, the New Jersey case, the deportation case, without my testimony, the judge entered a final order against me, the deportation order. So, my attorney filed to BIA that it's for a testimony. So, are you listening?
Yeah. You sorted
Okay.
out.
Yeah.
So, just real quick.
Yeah, just wanted to make sure.
Hold on.
Yeah. So,
hold on. The judge entered a final order of deportation, and then you said something about the BIA, and that's when I couldn't hear you.
Yes. Then my attorney filed to BIA that this guy had never chance to present his side of a story or testimony in an immigration court. So there is a error in the trial, and BIA agreed with that, and they returned the case back to immigration court for a retrial.
Good.
Yeah. So the final order was canceled, I believe so, in legally. You understand better than me.
Yeah.
So,
good.
Yeah, and then I filed for I-130 solo, as per my that time attorney said, and we filed the I-130 on a base of second marriage. It was approved after an interview. It was a tough interview. They grilled my wife. My wife had a really tough time. They asked her all those questions about my previous marriage. They did not ask me a single question, but it was a tough one. Finally, it was approved.
Were you separated?
No, we were not separate.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was approved, and then my attorney filed for a motion to dismiss the proceedings in the immigration court.
Yeah.
Proceedings were dismissed since I had a I-130, so approved, and then we filed I-485, and I had an interview on a July 7th. Interview, we were never separated, no nothing, everything was cool. We were in and out in 15 minutes. And now, 3-4 days ago, we receive a notice that it is related to my I-130. It's intent to revoke the I-130, and they give all that reasoning from my previous marriage and the family law court decision against me and all that. And I'm in a huge difficulty now. I don't know, so that's why I'm here talking with you. Yeah.
When did the I-130 originally get approved?
In 2022.
So under Biden.
Yeah.
And then the 45 was just pending forever.
And once the immigration proceedings were dismissed, we filed the 485 in November 2024 because the proceedings were not dismissed until then.
In which field office is this? Did you say Newark?
Charlotte.
Charlotte? Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
And so, so the notice of intent to revoke came after your 45 interview?
Yes.
And your 45 interview was pretty easy?
It was easy. They did not ask any question. And even they said within 2 weeks, look for the green card. So get my address and everything during the interview.
Then the fraud assholes and the supervisor assholes who were supposed to find people to deny said, no, we're going to revoke this.
Yeah. So
When is the notice of intent to revoke due?
October 15, the last date.
Yeah. Okay. Just like with the last person, my first question is, have we done a FOIA of your long, complicated immigration history?
No, I haven't done it.
So we're sort of shooting in the dark. I guess in the notice of intent to revoke, they have outlined what they think is the bad evidence for you.
They just mentioned the family law court decision from California that was against me. Other than my record has no criminal history, there is nothing that they point in that notice. It's only one thing, and they give the reference at like a different reference from that court decision from my prior marriage.
So what I'm trying to get at is, you and I are pretty confident that your ex-wife and her shitty family dumped all over you to USCIS, right?
Correct. They made sure that I can, get incarcerated somewhere. Yeah.
Well, but besides criminal stuff, I think you tell me if I'm wrong. Are you telling me that you think that they not only tried to cause you criminal trouble, but that they also reached out to USCIS and said bad things about you? Do you think that's probably okay?
Yes, they did.
So what I'm wondering is, do we feel like the notice of intent to revoke properly outlines the bad things that we think her family said about you, or is it silent to that? Like, have they revealed what they think is bad about you in your case, is what I'm trying to get at.
As per the language of the notice, it's just talk about that family law decision from the court. It doesn't say anything else.
And when you went to that I-130 interview, you and your spouse spent a bunch of time talking to the officer about that.
Yes, they grilled my wife for that, and she just had my son born on like 4 or 5 days ago. She was also not in good condition medically, but we did not miss it.
4 or 5 days before that interview.
Yes, yeah, my son was born.
Yeah. Was there a lawyer there with you?
We had a lawyer at that time, but he was not physically there. He was just on a phone. Yeah.
Did he take fucking notes?
I don't think so. No.
So we have no real way of proving that you already litigated all this shit at your I-130 interview.
Other than our whatever, we were not separated, but I don't think so. He took any notes or anything. Yeah.
Okay, so obviously this is just you and me talking. It's not really, what. Okay. So first of all, the good news is you have pissed me off, right? Like, you've made me mad the way that they've treated you. Okay.
Yeah.
And the other thing I want to say is I 100% believe you, because I've seen this movie before and I've seen wicked families act just like this.
I can tell you, currently I'm working as a data engineer, and they told the judge at that time in a family court, this guy never went to school. So from last 5-10 years, I have been working in a US market and different IT roles and jobs. And I'm not sure why the judge in a family law listened to them without asking all those questions related to my background. They try to prove me a worst guy in the planet. So
Right. Okay, so in theory, what needs to happen is the most forceful possible rebuttal to the notice of intent to revoke that can be drafted in 25 days, which is about all that we have, right?
Yeah.
So I would love to tell you that I could swing into action and save the day on this I-130 that you have. I just don't know if that's possible, because what I do know is we will not get the Freedom of Information Act request back in any meaningful time. So what I think you should do is, either hire me or somebody else to file the best possible response to the notice of intent to revoke, knowing that that's probably not going to cut it, right? Because we're just simply, we didn't, this wasn't done right. This should have been done differently, right?
Yeah.
So you can't, so a lawyer filed this I-130 and got you out of immigration court. That's a good thing. And then filed the 45. Was that all the same lawyer?
Different lawyer. Yeah.
So the thing is, we can't, we shouldn't have filed the I-130 as if you were a regular I-130 case, because you were not. So there's no way in hell, just like I was saying to the prior caller, there's no way in hell I would ever let you go into that I-130, and I sure as hell wouldn't let your wife go into that I-130 interview and the 45 interview without knowing everything humanly possible I can know about what's in that file. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So that was.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah.
Two calls in a row where people are going in blind.
And I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I do have some evidence, like when the marriage was done, 400 people attended it. I have the videos and the photos of all that.
That's not what I'm talking about. I want the bad shit. I don't want the good shit. I assume you have the good shit. I want the bad shit. I want the stuff that they said about you. I mean, can I just tell you something? One of the times we had this case, and you know what? The crazy family we were up against and the crazy spouse had actually done it all before to somebody else or after. And we found that spouse and we proved that this is what these crazy ass people do. So go ahead.
I'm not sure the current status, but a year later or 2 years later, she went back and she married another guy and brought him here. What is the current status? I don't know. Yeah. But
well, my brother, it'd be worth a shot to see if they're still together. How long ago was that? Because he probably knows the crazy.
Yeah, about
you might be,
like
you guys,
10 years ago.
You guys might be able to help each other.
Yeah, that was 10 years ago. Yeah.
Okay. So does my office have your notice of intent to revoke?
Not yet, but I can email.
Yeah, email it to info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com. I will review it this weekend, and I will reach out to you tomorrow or Sunday. I don't know if this might be, I mean, this is going to be a multi-part process. This is going to be, give it the best shot for the notice of intent to revoke. Just stick it in their fucking eye. See if we can win now. But you and your wife need to be prepared to immediately file another I-130 and 45 if this thing goes. Okay.
And one question is I have, because I'm the only one supporting my family and my wife has some medical condition. She doesn't work. And we got the doctor's letter from telling her situation as well when we filed I-485, that she cannot go outside the US and live somewhere else. Is there a chance if they revoke my I-130, they can come and detain me?
There is a chance, right? Which is why what I want to do is have another I-130 and 45 ready to go on file. We might even file it if we feel, and I will feel because I'm going to be mad. We will feel on the day that we file your response to that notice of intent to revoke. I will feel in my heart of hearts that we do not have enough evidence to overcome the bad stuff that's in your file because I don't know what's in your file. Does that make sense?
And the worst thing is, that family law case against me. Other than I don't think so. There is anything that is that problematic, and that is the main concern I have. And
do you have that? Do you have that whole file?
Yeah, I do have. I have the decision as well from the family law court as well. Yeah.
Was there testimony taken in that case?
Yes, there was a testimony, there was a trial, and because I was in New Jersey and it was in California, I couldn't do a good job to handle it. I did attend the trial, but I was not into all that case to handle it. At that time, my only feeling was I should get out of the country and go.
Do you have a transcript of that hearing, of the testimony that was provided?
It's in a physical shape, but I do have. Yeah.
Okay.
Like I
All
have
right, we'll
printed copies.
Send me that stuff tonight, and I'll get back to you over the weekend.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Okay.
Thanks for the call.
One question, Jim. Overall, how you feel like how it looks like? What going to happen next? Possibilities,
Okay,
if
so
you could lay out.
Here are my immediate thoughts. Number one, I wish Trump wasn't president. I don't like the way things are. I mean, number one, it's nice that you're not in removal right now. I'd like to keep you out of removal. I think if your wife is really sickly, that you might have some kind of a waiver case in the future, which is good. I mean, not good for her that she's sick, but good for your case. I really feel like we're shooting in the dark. I think the chances of overcoming the notice of intent to revoke are probably 20%. And so I think we're going to have to refile a whole new case right away. The goal is to keep you from getting in removal.
Yeah.
But right now we're just shooting in the dark.
Okay.
So we can do our best job, but we're going to have to do it all over again, and we're going to have to do a FOIA right away.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
All right. Okay.
What immigration court was it?
First it was New Jersey, then I moved to Charlotte. Then it was the court case was dismissed in Charlotte court.
What year?
2024.
Okay. I'm going to talk to Andrew, but we'll probably send you down to the immigration court to get that file, to get the transcript of your whole thing. But we'll talk about that later. Send that over to me, okay? I'm sorry you're going through that.
Thank you, Jim. I appreciate the call. Thank you so much.
Thanks for the call, brother.
Yep.
That sucks. Donna says, Jim, can you give a shout out to one of the best human rights lawyer in the world? For me, his name is Esat Buchanan. He has a YouTube show called Context Matter. You can read up about him, Jim. I will do it, Donna. Thank you. Yeah, Robert's right. It's going to be expensive to do all that stuff, but that is a messy, messy case. But I've seen that movie before, and I think there's really nothing more insidious than that. And I've actually had one time someone come to me, and they were the wife's family, and I say, get the F out of here. All right. That was a long call. We've had a lot of long calls today. I wish I had more time to talk to everybody, but I do have to show, because I was asked to show me in the big sombrero. So let me show that real quick, just because we got to lighten it up a little bit. All right. Share screen. Drive. Share. I think I showed this already. I think I showed that already, didn't I? Didn't we show that the other day? I think I did. Also, Donna doesn't know about D's nuts, so we got to do D's nuts. Let me do that, and then we'll get back to the show. Hold on. I got to start it over again. Sorry, hold on. I didn't share the screen. Share screen. These nuts. Share.
Damn. Hey, Stace. Hey, Jenny, my daddy there? Yeah. Let me tell him something just real quick. What's up, Dad? Hey, Dad. What's good? Oh. Hey, did something come in the mail today? What? Did something come in the mail today? Oh, because something came in the mail today. These nuts. Got him! Got him!
It's so juvenile. It's so juvenile. I don't know why That makes me laugh so much, but it does. I love. There's one more thing that we really love. We play this one at our house all the time. And again, I really shouldn't laugh, but this is a real favorite at our house. I play it way too much. Wait, hold on. This is from Wheel of Fortune. I will show this, and then we'll get back to the show, I promise. This is my juvenile 14-year-old mind. This is Wheel of Fortune, the final thing.
Tavares, right in the butt?
What?
No. Blake.
This is the best.
Yeah, that's it, I think. Yeah. Much better answer.
You see how juvenile I am? See how silly I am? I love silliness. Way too silly. All right. There's somebody who's really been trying to get into the waiting room, but I don't see him in the waiting room. Where's Hooli? Is Hooli here? Hooli, there's this person who's been trying to get in, Malik, for a really, I think it was Malik. Was it Malik or?
Yes,
you know who it is?
he has been on the show. His name is Mac.
Mac. Okay, I pulled him up before and it didn't work. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Mac, hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. What's up?
Thank you for doing this. I'm just talking on behalf of my friend. He doesn't speak English well. Long story, he's originally from Yemen. He came here in the 90s, married his wife, got his green card through his wife. They have been married for 27 years. They have kids. He got his citizenship 15 years ago. So in 2022, he separated with his wife, and he got like a culture divorce, which is through just a mosque. And he was just a naive person. Anyway, in 2023 January, he filed a divorce through the court here in Minnesota, and then he went to Yemen, got married in April, and came back, and his divorce was finalized in May. That means there is overlap. He filed for his new wife. He filed for his new wife, and then he let someone help him, like a preparer, and even the preparer was knowing this, and he just tell him, "Oh, we're gonna write them a letter." Anyway, he went to the USCIS. To my surprise, the USCIS approved it, transferred it to the National Visa Center, process, went to the interview. At the interview, they tell her the story. They tell her how your husband got married. Your marriage was before your husband got finalized. So they give her like a yellow page, and it says there, petition returned to USCIS, and now he's just doesn't know what to do.
Well, his marriage to the person that he's sponsoring is not valid.
So does he have to remarry or divorce her and remarried her, or just remarried and file again?
So it'll be tricky. What country does she live in? Yemen?
Yeah, she's from Yemen too.
Okay. So
and the interview was at Djibouti because because of the war there is no embassy there.
So I don't know what Yemen will say, but the marriage that they entered into is void. So that's a different kind of a thing. A void marriage is as if it never was entered into. So in America, they would not have to get divorced. But here's how it plays out in Yemen. If they got married in the village and everyone in the village knows that they got married and they got a marriage license and stuff from the village, and then they got married, when you show up 4 years later and say, "Oh, we need to get married again," everybody's scratching their head and saying, "Hey, how can you guys get married when you're already married?" Right?
Yes.
So
but
so here's what I know.
Mm-hmm.
the current marriage that they have is not valid for immigration purposes. That I-130 should be withdrawn. He needs to go over there and remarry her because the divorce that he has now is valid, right? So he's been free to enter into another marriage since the day that his American divorce became final.
Yes.
So he needs to go over there, marry her again, and start all over.
And does he have to wait for until the USCIS contact him about the previous I-130, or should
here's what he should do: go over, get married, file a new I-130. He might want to get a lawyer this time instead of a form preparer who let him do this. Said, we'll write a letter. That's the dumbest thing ever.
Yeah.
My brother, when did they file this I-130?
They filed it. He filed it in September 2023.
So he's wasted 2 full years waiting on something that could never be approved.
Yes.
So he needs to get a lawyer. He needs to get help. And what he needs to do is file the new I-130, get a receipt. And then once they have the receipt for the new I-130, send a letter to the National Visa Center and to USCIS asking them to withdraw the prior one because he wasn't free to marry.
Okay. And
then he has to hope that nobody thinks that he was trying to fool them or misrepresenting things. That's the big problem.
Yeah, he wasn't, because he gave them the paper. I mean,
listen, I know that, and you know that, but they don't want to let people from Yemen come to the United States. So I think it'll be fine. I think usually they just say, yeah, we caught you. You're dumb. You didn't know things. So I think it'll be okay.
Okay. And if you would take a case like this, how much would you charge?
$6,500.
From A to Z?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks for the call, brother. We'll talk to you later.
Okay.
I went away, not him. All right. Let's go to Man and I. Hello.
Hello. Good afternoon. Let's see here. My husband's green card was received today. So after a very long delay.
I'm glad.
Yeah, we married in 21 because of his entry. He is married in 21, took because we had to do the 130 and the 485 separately. The I-130 took 22 months. And then we had to take care of his removal proceedings. And then the 485 took about 20 months. And until I got fed up and hired this really hot law firm to file this mandamus. And then, let's see, we signed the contract with this really hot law firm on 7/21. And then the green card interview was last week. And we just got the green card today, actually. So
the lawsuit worked from this hot law firm.
The lawsuit was absolutely effective, without a doubt. Like this, because my understanding, I've been watching your show for a while here. My understanding is that I should not be talking about the specifics of this lawsuit.
Yeah, you're fine.
So anyway. So here's my thing. A few questions here. So one, on the I-797, which we got 2 days after the interview, it says that I'm put my glasses on. The I-797 485 approval notice says your new card will expire 2 years from when you become a permanent resident. And once again, we've been married since 21. So
they sent you the wrong green card.
But so my question is, do we have a defective green card? Only because the green card itself is a 10-year green card, but the notice says that your new card will expire 2 years from when you become a permanent resident. But we definitely got the 10-year. It expires in 35.
Then you should be fine. I wouldn't worry about that.
Okay, great. Another question. the online portal, and I know, I'm not supposed to pay any credence to that online portal. So it said, it was very quick in saying, that the card is being generated, your case is approved, your card was mailed. But then I know that the post office has this little tracking thingy, and similar to the EAD, when he got his EAD, it would say the card was mailed and then the card was delivered. So it still hasn't shown on the online portal. So I'm thinking maybe USCIS does not know if the card was actually delivered. Do you think I would need to actually inform them? I don't want, God forbid, I don't want them to cancel that card because maybe in their eyes it was never delivered.
No, that's like that's a casebook example of when not to pay attention to the portal when they don't say your green card's been delivered, but it's in your hand.
Yeah. Okay, great. Okay, now here we go. Of course, he's been away from his home for quite some time. So of course, we're talking now about returning to go visit his family. So he is once we got married, at the time of marriage, on his marriage certificate, at the time of marriage, he changed his name to my last name. The problem is when he had to renew his passport a couple of years ago. When he tried changing it to his last name, because his country does not recognize same-sex marriage, they said, no, we're not going to. So when in the future, when we're ready, when all is good to travel, and we're coming back, and we're facing CBP, of course we're gonna, based on this, we're definitely gonna have our original certified marriage certificate in our hand. But do you think this will be a problem? The fact that his green card has my last name, but his passport still has his old name.
Is that in fact true?
Yeah, it's true. It's true. The country is
I gotcha. So what you're saying is he has a green card with your last name and a passport with his prior last name.
His maiden name. So and his driver's license and a boatload of our other evidence all has my last name, our last name. So I said to him, like, can't you just go down to the consulate, and similar to like if we wanted to change our name from, I don't know, Hacking to Jones, like, can't you just go and change your last name? Do you really need to have a valid reason? And
I would say that we really try to encourage people not to change their name until it's citizenship time to avoid this.
Here, as the Brits say. Yeah.
But I think at the most, this is a short conversation explaining everything you just said. You're an articulate person. You and I have talked many times. I know that you'll advocate for him. You'll be together mostly, and you might have to explain some things, but they're going to know he's the same person.
Okay. And then one last thing is he still has. So it was 2 days after the 485 interview. In other words, last week Friday, he had the interview on Wednesday. I finally received the FOIA from ICE, because last year we were driving and he got pulled over for speeding, which was totally my fault. I told him to he was going 70 and 80. I told him to go around this truck. Anyways, it was my fault. But he got pulled over, and the highway patrol said that there's a warrant out for your arrest, but it's from ICE. But they didn't hold him. Anyway, so I finally got that FOIA, and he does have an active warrant of arrest for arrest. They also use names like words like fugitive, and anyways. So, but the case is definitely still active. So I tried contacting ICE and I think it's probably easier to get a bill passed through Congress and get it signed. So because we still have this active mandamus sitting out there. So is it possible that we could before this mandamus gets closed, is it possible to force these two DHS agencies to actually talk to each other?
I wouldn't say force, but you're very smart to ask this question. And one of the great things that people don't always realize about lawsuits is when we have a lawsuit, Christina, your attorney who worked on your lawsuit with you, she can talk to the U.S. attorney who's defending your lawsuit, and they can talk to the government. And so I wouldn't say it's something where we can force anybody to do jack shit, but we can ask them as a favor. Hey, like I would say if you write up a long email, or not too long an email, a couple paragraphs explaining everything you just said and attaching stuff, Christina and I can forward it on to the U.S. attorney and say, hey, my man's got his green card. We're all ready to dismiss. As a favor, before we dismiss, is there any way you could look into this and try to help us clean this up so that my man feels safe leaving the country or living his life with his husband, all that stuff?
Okay.
That we can definitely do.
Okay, great. Okay, sir, that was it. So thank you once again. It's definitely worth it. So for those out there,
you were very nervous before you hired us, so I'm glad that it all worked out.
Yeah, I was, but yeah, it's a total success story. So I strongly encourage anybody going through what we went through to definitely pursue it. It was money well spent, without a doubt, without an absolute doubt. So thank you once again.
You're welcome. And that, my friends, is how we're going to end today's show. We went a little long, but it was certainly worth it. We love success stories. We love ending the show with a green card in hand. Take that, motherfuckers. And we're happy for them and a happy couple. Now they get to live their life together without worrying in the short term about Donald Trump. I hope you guys all have a great weekend, that you all have a wonderful Saturday and Sunday. We are off for the show. We'll be back on Monday at noon central on Monday. And I'm just going to leave you with my all-time favorite Wheel of Fortune. Got to do it one more time. Let's do it.
Tavares, right in the butt.
What?
There's three things that I love about that. One is when the lady goes, "What?" The second is when the guy goes like this. And the third is that right in the butt doesn't even fit. It doesn't even fit in the letters, right? So that's the best part. That's why I like it so much. All right. I hope you guys all have a great weekend. I will see you on Monday. Huli, thanks for your help. Have a great weekend. Say hi to everyone in CCD for me. We'll see you guys. Have a good night.
I'm great about that, other than trying to help people who are in a state of invasion.